And as most of you know, Rochel is such a beautiful teacher, and we are so grateful to have her this morning, this afternoon. So thanks, Rochel. Go ahead. It's all yours. Are you going to start with the Tehillim?
Maybe I'll speak first.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, hi ladies, hi everybody. It's good to see you. Good to see you. To see you putting faces on. I'm speaking to you now from Har Nof Yerushalayim Kodesh. For those of you in Chutz La'aretz, I'm looking at the sky, just like you had in Hiskashus before. It's all the tzaddikim and it's all the imahos. So I'm being makasha you also to Eretz Yisrael, to Eretz Yisrael. So you're here now. So you know we had a little bit of excitement last night. It was still Shabbos by you, and it was already, I had just fallen asleep, Baruch Hashem, when Hashem woke us up, and he gave us a beautiful gift of a lot of different nisim. Oh, my cousin, hi Varda, the cousin was online, just got on. So I just want to go through with you a few ideas, and then we're going to have a lot of Tehillim to say, because the Tehillim that we're going to be saying are longer ones, and they're not so familiar to you unless you've been saying them. So you're going to have a little patience with me. Hi, Ita. I see all my friends are popping on.
Hi.
So you have to, but everybody has to mute themselves when they come on. So we all know that something very unusual happened last night, and we can't even describe it. I'll explain to you why. First of all, it was miracle upon miracle that nothing happened to anybody. The sky was all lit up, and they actually had, just like the first on October 7th, the same thing happened last night. In that for some reason, Hashem is sending bombs to the Har HaBayit. So last night there was a missile that was towards the old city. I was not actually using my spiritual GPS, except that I did know that I was doing it beforehand to get it onto the Har HaBayit, like just get rid of that dome. Maybe Hashem will do it like that. We don't know. But we had a lot of nisim last night. It didn't have anything to do with the Iron Dome or all of the different things that they have now. It has to do with only Hashem. Hashem is directing everything here. Hashem is directing everything. As you know, you feel the Yad Hashem, you feel the hand of Hashem in every second. And so, not to get into the place of Gaiva, which is normally you have to have somebody mute everybody who comes back on. Not to have Gaiva, not to have Kochivos and Yadi, which means don't think it's us. It's Hashem's pure love for us and to us. And Hashem's, we don't know where this is taking us. We all have our own opinions and thoughts, and I have mine also, which I will not share with you. Until it's over, it's not over. When it's over, we'll be able to say it was over. But what I do want to do is I have the privilege of saying over some of the messages that Rav Shlomo Yehuda Be'eri, who they nickname him the Yanuka, the young genius, some of the messages that he's sending out, because that's the ones, he's my tzaddik, and he's the one that I listen to. And some of you I'm privileged to learn with in all of our different posts and shiurim, and so you all know my opinion. But I just want to tell you a few things that he said over Shabbos. Usually I'm privileged to be there for Shabbos, but this Shabbos I did not go, but I'm giving you a live report from one of my friends who was there. So I asked her what I'm allowed to say, and I'm going to say therefore the things that he said in public, and I want you to take them seriously. It's not stum. You just made a hiskashus before you began. You made hiskashus. Hareini Mikasharis, that's me. I'm attaching, I'm connecting, I'm sewing, I'm binding my soul to the soul of tzaddikim. You just said that a few minutes ago. And what does that mean? It means to take seriously what they teach us, to take it seriously, to internalize it, and to know that it's real. So here's the messages from someone that I consider the tzaddik hador. First of all, he said, "Asur lefached klal." You're not allowed to be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. And in fact, he explained that fear is the root of all of the mistakes that we make. Fear is the root of every inconsistency that a person has, of every yetzer hara that gets the better of us. The root of it is fear. It's the avi avot hatum'ah. It's the root of all negativity in a person's life. Is fear, is inappropriate fear. Our fear is supposed to be, I'm afraid to disconnect from Hashem. That's what I'm supposed to be afraid of. But I'm not supposed to be afraid of people or missiles or anything like that. So we have to work on that idea, not to be afraid. So how do you work on that? You have to reprogram your mind. You have to reframe. Hashem loves me. Or you want to make it plural. Hashem loves us. Hashem promised us that he will save us. Hashem promised us that the Jewish people will always survive. Hashem is doing miracle upon miracle. Hashem has brought us back to our beautiful land and has developed the land. As you know, a very famous teaching that the Chazon Ish, they asked the Chazon Ish years and years ago, 80 years ago. They said, Rebbe, is this the beginning of the Geula process? Because as you know, the beginning of the land of Israel was, they were the secular Zionists were the ones who were in power here. And they asked the Chazon Ish, is this going to be the Geula? Is this the beginning of the Geula? And he said, I don't know, but let's wait 75 years. If this continues, if the building, I don't know if he said 50 years or 75 years. I saw a letter that he wrote this in. If this continues, if the building continues, and if the flourishing of the land continues, and if Jews come back to the land, and if yeshivas and Torah sprout in the land over the next 50 to 75 years, then you know that this is it. Until then, we don't know. And here we are, 80 years past that. So yeah, we're in this Mashiach process, and so don't be afraid. Just trust Hashem. That's number one. If you have fear, then the Rebbe gave advice. You can. He said like this: if you have fear, if you have pachad, if you have charadot, you have anxiety, if that's the nature of your body, is that it goes into fear mode, and the body takes over, then this is what he said. He said, get something to smell in fragrances or herbs, fragrance herbs, make the bracha and inhale them. And I'll explain to you that there are 4 brachot that you could say on fragrances. The one that you all know, which we say Motzei Shabbos, is Borei Minei Besamim. Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam Borei Minei Besamim, which means, blessed are you, Hashem, King of the universe, who created different types of fragrant spices. You can say that on cinnamon, you can say that on cloves, things that you usually use for Havdalah. You could say that on essential oils. You can open up and inhale this essential oils. You can actually say it on some perfume if you like, and spray some perfume on yourself, and you can say it on perfume. That's the generic bracha on fragrances. And the Rav explains that because fragrance, the sense of smell, was the only one of the senses that in Gan Eden, when we did the sin of the eating of the Eitz Hadat, Tov Hara, the sense of smell is the only sense that wasn't affected. The vision was affected, the eating was affected, the touching was affected, the hearing was affected, but the sense of smell wasn't. And so it is the sense that actually can go straight into the nefesh of the person, the soul of the person, and heal the soul of the person. So you want to do that. You want to take that as a guidance and as a directive, and you're going to do it with his kashus, because I see that this Chaver knows about his kashus. Thank you to Rebbetzin Naomi for teaching you that. It means I'm attaching my soul to the soul of a tzaddik. So I might not understand what the power of fragrance is, but if I say I'm doing this because the tzaddik tells me to do this and it's going to calm me down, so then that's That's effective. Now, if you have, I didn't bring with me, I only have a little bit next to my table. If you have, let's say, a little flower, an herb, let's say, I don't know, whatever you have, in whatever country you're in. So if it has a strong stem, like hadassim, which is what we take on Sukkot, hadassim. So if it has a strong stem, then you make borei atzei b'samim. If it has a weak stem, like parsley or any of those kind of herbs, then you say borei isvei b'samim. And I should have brought my fruit here. I'm in the kitchen most of the time doing Pesach now. If you take an orange or you take a lemon and you scrape the shell, the peel, it emits a delicious fragrance. And there's a special bracha for that. Only when the fruit is, when the klipa is on the fruit, you say, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, hanoten reach tov b'peiros. I don't know if you ever knew that. So you scrape it, you smell the lemon, or you smell the orange. I think those are the only two that I've ever made a bracha on. Then you say, that will calm you down. So no fear, just be happy, just have a lot of hope, be very excited. Even when we see the tzilim in the sky, be very excited. On essential oil, the best thing is to just say, Borei minei besamim. Like you say on Havdalah, that's the easiest way because there's all different brachas on essential oil. But that's the one that you say, and that's a simple advice from a big tzaddik, and to calm down. Okay. You have to know that in case for those of us who are in Eretz Israel, it's not like the tzaddik says that the halacha is if you hear an azakah, oh, you lost your sense of smell, Pauline. Okay, we'll have to give you a cure for that also. Ask Etty, she knows how to cure loss of sense of smell. Afterwards, Etty Teichman can help you with that. She's one of our healers. I don't know all the healers on this chevra, but she can help you with that. But privately, not now. Etty, send her your email address and she can contact you with this lady, Colleen. So if you hear an azakah, if you hear a siren, the halacha it's a halacha. This is not emotional. This is not an emotional thing. This is not a Hashem is going to protect me, therefore I'm going to continue in the kitchen. No, you have to go to the cheder mugan. You have to go to a protected space and stay there for the few minutes it takes until the all clear is sounded. And if you need to know about davening, I'm just going to tell you all the halachas that he said because it's important to connect with davening with halacha. So if you're in the middle of Shemona Esrei and you're in Eretz Israel and you hear an azakah, you have to immediately just leave the Shemona Esrei and go to the makom mugan, the place that's protected, your room or your the downstairs, wherever you go, and then you just continue Shemona Esrei, exactly where you were at. Don't talk. Just go wherever you can be safe. Don't talk, and then just continue to put your feet back together again and say the Shemona Esrei. I was wondering if I would have to do that this morning, but we didn't. We got away with it. We didn't have that. Okay. Anything else? I wrote down is kashrus. The Rebbe, the Yenuka. He say, I'm doing this because of the advice. If you're fearful, in general, he says everybody should twice a day. I do all the time. I have all over my house. I have different fragrances, and I've been doing this for years. I just didn't know the bracha for it. Now I know the sense of smell the Yenuka. The Ram Shlomo Yehuda Be'eri. Big tzaddik here in Eretz Yisrael. He says to be besimcha and understand that one of his students, who's also a very big Rav, said that Hashem is doing everything here to just get us to the highest place that we could be. So that when Mashiach comes, we're on a very high level. You know that when Mashiach comes and the truth is so clear, there's no free choice anymore. You don't have free choice right now you officially have free choice to jump out your window right now, chas v'shalom. But you would not do that because it's a ridiculous thing to do. So too, when Mashiach comes, we'll have official free choice, meaning official. But we really won't because the truth of Hashem and his perfection and his being the Melech, he's the only thing. That truth will be so clear that we would never do anything other than learn, daven, help people, go to the Beis Hamikdash. I have a I have a chevra. Some of you are on the Thursday share that we learned Tehillim for years and years ago already from the Seed Group in the UK. And so I'm promising them for years, I want to have a shir in Kever David HaMelech, but it's not going to be Kever. It's going to be David HaMelech's house. I want to go there and make a shir there. So let's try to make a Bali Neder, like a commitment to have a shir. Rebbetzin Nomi is going to make a shir on Zoom, and it's going to be in the Beis Hamikdash, in the ladies section. We'll have to make an appointment there because there's going to be 1 million people there. Ezrat Hashem, be hopeful, have tikva, have hope, be positive, think positive thoughts, only think positive. We have a new song now in Eretz Yisrael. Machshava tovot, I should really sing on the thing. Think good thoughts, say good words, only, that's it. Be positive, focus on Hashem, focus on positive. Focus on positive. Thank you, Hashem, for the beautiful sky. Today, this morning, how did I know that we were going to have a quiet morning? Because the garbage trucks came. The Yerushalayim municipality would not have sent out the garbage trucks had it not been safe. And the street washers came. The Yerushalayim municipality would not have sent out street washers if it wasn't going to be safe this morning. So they knew something that we didn't know. Okay, let's take out a Tehillim. Everybody was going to say Tehillim together. Now, Naomi said something, Rebbetzin Naomi said something that I disagree with. I always say no to her. I always say no. And then she convinces me. I don't like to lead Tehillim. I'm going to tell you right off the bat. I'm not comfortable. You're all tzidkaniyot. You're such righteous women. And I feel like ridiculous leading you in Tehillim. So I'm not going to call leading you in Tehillim. I'm going to say that I say these Tehillim because the Yenukas, the Rab said to say these. He didn't say now specifically. He didn't make an announcement. But at the beginning of the war, he said these 3 are the Tehillim that we say for the Matzav. And so I say them, and I saved it for now. I didn't say mine yet today. I saved this for now to say it with you. So we're going to say like this. I'm just going to say it. I don't know how to lead Tehillim, and I'm not going to do anything other than say my Tehillim. I'll try to say it slower for those of you who have your Hebrews a little slower. And we're going to do Lamed Zayin, which is 37. And then we're going to do Pei Gimel, which is 83. And then we're going to do 144, Kuf Mem Dalet. Each of these Tehillims has a very interesting idea behind it. Not that I can explain why he chose these, but if you look at them, the first Tehillim, Lamed Zayin, talks about don't get confused by the success of the evil people in this world because they will fail. Now, the fact that last night, none of the 300, we had 300 different bombs coming at us. Half of them fell in Jordan. One that the direct hit was on a Bedouin camp in the south. Nothing happened to us. Tell me, is that not Hashem? Isn't that the clouds of glory? It is. Maybe the clouds of glory. It looked like in those days they had clouds. Nowadays we have an iron dome, but it's not. It's Hashem. So the first one is don't get worried, don't get jealous, and don't look at the success supposedly of the rich, powerful people in the world and get stuck with them. They're going to fail. They're going to fall. That's the first parak. The second parak, Pei Gimel, which we're going to be doing, is the recounting all the different enemies that the Jewish people had over the generations and how Hashem wiped them all out. And the third parak of Tehillim that we're going to say 144 is talking about when Mashiach comes and what that's going to be like. So for those of you who want to stay with us, I'm inviting you to say Tehillim. I'm not noticing who's popping on and popping off on our screen, so forgive me if I'm not saying hi to you when you come in. Yeah, so we should say Nomi, we should start saying Tehillim. I don't know how you usually do it.
Yeah, so yeah. I just want to ask you something, Rochel, before you go on. Like, did he say anything about the fact that it was right over the Temple Mount?
No, he doesn't meet Yaches to anything negative. He does not meet Yaches. The first time I was with him, it was Sukkot. It was his minyan. And it was right over our heads, right by the Temple Mount. He did something very interesting then. He like pointed here and pointed there to the old city. He said, hey, make it there, make it there, make it there. It was very interesting what he did. Tzaddikim, they're working very hard. The tzaddikim are working very, very hard to make this the Ezrat Hashem, the big simcha that we're all waiting for. The tzaddikim in Shemayim, the tzaddikim in this world, they're working very, very hard. We're in a very good place right now. We're in a very optimistic place. And by the way, you never know how this is going to go. It might be like a roller coaster, bumpy at the end, but we're going to get there. Bezrat Hashem. Okay, so I'm going to say Tehillim now. And I'm saying that there's kashas to the tzaddikim who say these particular ones. They're saying it. I'm just telling you what I say when I say for all of Klal Yisrael in Eretz Yisrael, Klal Yisrael in Chutz La'aretz. Hashem should protect us and save us and redeem us and show us His love and show us revealed miracles without taking away from anyone's zuchus. Everybody should have a shleim. Who's ever in the hospital, whoever's and anyone in the hospital should have a shleim. And all the chayalim should be protected and should be healed. All the chatzufim should be protected and healed and released. Bezrat Hashem. Those of them who are in Shemayim, they should have an Ili Neshama. They should go to the highest places. Those of them who are in Shemayim should daven for us, and everyone should be hopeful. No one should be afraid. We're saying this Tehillim. לדוד אל תשחי במרעים. וכירק דשא יבולן. וצח באדוני ועשה טוב, שכון ארץ וראה אמונה. וישנג על אדוני, ייתן לך משלוש ליבך. קול על אדוני דרכך, ובטח עליו, והוא יעשה, והוציאך אור ציקך, ומשפטך כצהריים. זורם לאדוני ויזכור אלו, אל תסחר במצליח דרכו, ואיש עושה מזימוס. הרף מאף, ועזוב חימה, אל תסחר אך להרע. כי מרעים יקרסו בקרבי אדוני, המה יושו ארץ. ועוד מעט ואין רשע, והתבוננת על מקומו ואיננו. ונביאים יושו ארץ, ויסנגו על רוב שלום. זומם רשע לצדיק, וחרק עליו שיניו. אדוני משחק לו, כי ראה כי יבוא יומו. חרב כספו רשעים, ודרכו קשתם. להפיל עני ואביון, לטבוח ישרי דרך. חרבם תבוא בליבם, וקשתותם תישברנה. חרבם תבוא בליבם, וקשתותם תישברנה. חרבם תבוא בליבם, וקשתותם תישברנה. טוב מעט לצדיק מהמון רשעים רבים, כי זרעות רשעים תישברנה, לשמח צדיקים אדוני. יודע אדוני ימי סמימים, ונחלתם לעולם תהיה. לא יבוש בעזרה, ובימי רבון יסבור, כי רשעים יאבדו, ואויבי אדוני, כיכר קרים, כלו ועשן כלו. לווה רשע ולא ישלם, וצדיק חונן ונושא, כי מבורכיו ירשו ארץ, ומקולליו יקרסו. ואדוני מצדק גבר כהננו, בדרכו יחפץ, כי יפול לא ייטל, כי אדוני סומך ידו. נער הייתי, גם זקנתי, ולא ראיתי צדק נעזב, וזרע מבקש לכם. כל היום חונן ולווה, וזרעו לברכה. צור מהרה ועשה טוב, ושכון לעולם. כי אדוני אוהב משפט, ולא יעזוב את חסידיו, לעולם נשמרו, בזרע רשעים נכרס. צדיקים ירשו ארץ, וישכנו לעד עליה. כי צדיק יגה חכמה, ולשונו תדבר משפט. תורס אלוהיו בליבו, לא שימה לשריו. צופה רשע לצדיק, ומבקש להביסו אדוני, לא יעזבנו בידו, ולא ישיינו משבתו. קווה אל אדוני, ושמור דרכו, ירוממך לרשת ארץ, ויקרס רשעים תראה. ואיסי רשע עריץ ומצרה, כאזרח רענן, ויעבור והנה ידנו, ואבקשהו ולא נמצא, שמור תם וראה ישר, כי אחריס לאיש שלום, ופושעים נשמדו יחדיו, אחריס רשעים ניחרסה, וששועס צדיקים מאדוני, מעוזם בעש שרה, ויעזרם אדוני ויפלטם, יפלטם מרשעים יושיעם, כי חסו לו. Okay, I'm going to wait a few minutes for you to catch up because I realize I said that quickly. So wait, I'll wait. And meanwhile, turn to Pei Gimel 83, it's the shorter one. Anybody need more time? Make a siman on the thing.
I think we're good, Rochel.
Okay, so Pei Gimel, I'll do this slower. This is in Pei Gimel, which is, we've been saying this for years already. It's asking Hashem to help us from every one of our enemies. You'll recognize some of the names here. Shir Mizmor Asaf, Elohim al Zamilach, al Techerash va'al Tishkot El, Ki Hinei Oivecha Yemayim, Mesanecha Nasu Rosh, Alamcha Yarimu Sod, Yisiatsu al Sunecha, Amu Lechu Benachidei Migoy, Lo Yizacher Shem Yisrael Od, Ki Noatsu Lev Yachdav, Alecha Bris Yichrosu. Ahalei Edom v'Yishmaelim, Moab v'Hagirim, Gival v'Amon, v'Amon v'Amalek, Fleshes im Yoshvei Tzor, Gam Ashur nilva imam, Hayuz roa libnei Lot, Selah. Asei lahem kemidyan, Kisisra, Chiyavim, v'Nachal Kishon, Nishmedu v'Ein Dor, Hayu domen la'adama. Shisemo, Nezivemo, Ke'orev, Uchizaev, Uchizevach, Uchitzalmuna, Kol Nesichem. Asher Amru Niyoshalanu, Is Naos Elohim. Elohai, Shisemo, Chagalgal, Tikash Lifnei Ruach, Ke'esh Tiv'ar Yar, Uchaleava Telahet Harim, Kain Tirdefei B'sarecha, V'sufasfas V'halem. Malei Fneihem Kalon, Vivakshu Shimcha Adonai. Yivoshu Vibahalu Adei Ad, Viachperu Vioivedu. Viedu Ki Ata Shimcha Adonai Levadecha, Elyon Al Kol Haaretz. Okay, now Kuf Mem Daled 144. LeDavid Baruch Adonai Tsuri Hamalamed Yadai LaKrav Et Be'osai LaMilchama Chasti U'Metzudasi U'Miskabi U'Mifalti Li Magini U'Lo Chasisi Aroded Amir Tachtai Adonai Ma Adam Vateda'ehu Ben Enosh Vatechashvehu Adam Vahevel Dema Yamav Kesel Over Adonai Hashamecha V'Sered Gad Beharim V'Yashanu Berok Barak Usafitsein Shlach Yitzecha Usuhumein Shlach Yadecha Milarom V'Tseini V'Hasileni Mimayim Rabim Miyad B'nei Nechar Asher Pihem Diber Shav Biminam Yamin Shaker Elohim Shir Chadash Ashir Alach B'nei V'Lasor Azam Alach Anosein Tishua L'Malachim Hapotze Es David Abdo Micherev Ra'ah B'Tseini V'Hasileni Miyad B'nei Nechar Asher Pihem Diber Shav Biminam Yamin Shaker Asher Banenu Kinetiim V'Gudalim Binoreihem V'Noseinu Hazaviyos V'Chutavos Tavis Echal Mezavenu Meleim Mefikim Mizan El Zan Sonenu Malifos ברבבות בחוצרתנו, אלופינו מסובלים, אין פרץ, ואין יוצץ, ואין צלחה ברחבתנו. אשרי העם שככה אמר, אשרי העם שאדוני. I'm asking your forgiveness that I had the audacity to say Tehillim in front of you and with you. Nice to say Tehillim with you, but not Chas v'Shalom leading or anything like that. So now you're going to continue on with your.
We're going to say the Nishmas together to praise Hashem, and then the Mizmor L'Toda, which I think Rachel is now more than ever, thanking Hashem for the unbelievable miracles that HaKadosh Baruch Hu revealed to us last night.
Yeah. Wait, I just want to read all of the chizuk, all the words that you said. Good. Hashem. Okay, good. Okay, so now you're going to say Nishmas?
We're going to do Nishmas, yeah. I just want to, I'm just going to take us off of, just going to take me off